From a proposed $3.1 billion budget to the idea of possibly getting money back from CPS Energy. A lot to talk about with San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg today, who was our KSAT Q&A guest. Mayor, good to see you. We want to start with CPS Energy because we've got some news aside from the idea of potentially getting money back. Rudy Garza, interim president and CEO of CPS, will be taking on that position full-time, permanently. So talk about what led into that decision.
Sure. Well, the search firm was engaged by the board and the organization to start developing the profile of the next permanent CEO. At the same time, obviously, Rudy Garza has been our interim CEO, has been doing a stellar job. So we had to check in, as we do as part of the search process, to discuss next steps. And from my perspective, the profile that was built, the consensus that was formed from the input in that process really revealed that Rudy Garza has been exemplifying the kind of leader we want to see going forward, addressing the challenges internally and externally of the organization, stabilizing some of the things that have created a rocky environment for energy systems around the country, and ultimately having a vision for the future. So the next step is we enter into discussions with Rudy as the finalist for that position. And if we can come to terms on a contract, then he will be our next permanent CEO after a board approval. But right now we're going on to the next steps, and that's where we are today as a board, is discussions with Rudy about possibly filling that permanent role.
And Mayor, sticking with CPS here for a moment, as you guys are working on the budget for next year, there's been talk about CPS having a windfall, some of that money coming back to us. We're all having very high bills this summer. What is the potential for a rebate for customers?
Now, that is the recommendation of the city manager, and I support it. There's still some discussion going on at the council. The challenge is this: the extraordinarily high bills that people have been experiencing all across the state are really the result of surging gas prices. And so all of those pass through, or frankly, a large part of that passes through directly to the gas companies that produce the electricity for energy companies across the state. So those are in the forms of profits that people won't receive back and are not even part of CPS revenue. But as part of the CPS revenue, there's a 14% share that goes to the city that does things like pave streets and all this other stuff that we enjoy as city services. So because of that high revenue, there is an additional increment that the city has received, and the proposal is to send some of that back. State statute prevents us from discriminating between classes of customers, commercial, et cetera. So if we are going to rebate some of that money that people paid back as a result of those high bills, it has to go back the way it came in. So that's the proposal. And on average, it's about $30. Higher energy users are going to get more in a rebate, obviously. And folks can opt out as well if they would like it to contribute their rebate to programs that help lower income customers. And certainly we would love to see that happen. But if we do the rebate, it will go back to where it came in. And again, not with those gas profits that were already taken out of those revenues.
And of course, this is just part of the budget proposal that is still being worked on by council. I believe September 16th is when it is supposed to be voted on. So we'll see what all shakes out between now and then. But part of that budget proposal includes a property tax cut rate. So can you explain what is being proposed there and how it coincides with state requirements?
Well, one of the priorities of me and my colleagues over the years has been to provide relief in any way we possibly can for the increasing cost burden of residents across this community.